What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the weekly trading recap. Was a rough week, as you can see from the SPY here. This is the nice little downward candles all going down. It's the week going into the election, a lot of uncertainty. The stock market absolutely hates uncertainty. If it happens to be a contested election or we don't have the election results after Tuesday or Wednesday morning, I feel like we're going to sink. Actually, we ended up going all cash one day this week. Basically, just liquidated a lot of the swings that I'm holding. Only selective plays that was going to make money and made sense. No volume in any stocks. I don't expect anything to have volume tomorrow either. Oil futures opened up way down when I last checked. Have not looked at the actual futures yet. They are open though, so I should probably do that to see what's going to happen tomorrow. But also what happened over the weekend, Boris Johnson over in England, they're back on lockdown. That is bad for COVID. So now we have COVID and the election. We have places in the United States going back on lockdown, closing bars and restaurants. So yeah, it's going to be a fun week headed for us in the stock market. So remain a lot of cash. That's what I can say. So let's hop into it. So PSC, this is one that we've been swinging. We ended up taking a loss on it this week. Cut it around the 10-10 range. Just kept going lower, especially after SPAC broke the $10 range before pre-merger, which usually never happens on the acquisition companies. I didn't want it to happen on any others. TRNE, I said to add it off the 200-day moving average. That was around that $10.30 mark. It ended up popping like 15 cents before sinking further. So I ended up just cutting the loss. Now I did add some warrants at $1.55 on my TD Ameritrade account whenever we hit these bottoms. Basically, that is one that I will hold through the election, and both of these merger companies I will be looking to add back once things calm back down. Solo, this has been a good one here recently. As you can see, this nice little spike up had some news on a market that has no volume at all. That was the recipe for success. Slapped it on the news at $2.51. Ended up selling that first spike up. Basically, in like 5 minutes, I made 20 cents per share. I just took the profit. That's just the smartest thing to do. As you can tell, it ended up breaking out higher. Now, I did have some of these at $2.47 on my TD Ameritrade account. That ended up getting 30 cents per share on. Should have held it just a little bit longer, but like I said, just securing some profits. The reason I added that at that $2.47 area is, as you can see, this like 240 range through here has held the last few months. That has been like the bottom of the stock. So that's just was showing again, even in a very low volume market, that everything was red. That 240 area was still holding, so it was just smart to add that. It's just a strong support level there. Now let's see. Activision. We traded this one on Thursday. It was basically some Lotto common shares into the earnings. I expected it to beat earnings, which it did. It absolutely crushed it. The stock ended up selling off, as you can see here. That is mainly because Apple missed the earnings on the iPhones, and a lot of the other blue cap stocks ended up beating earnings, but basically everything was going to shit. SPY went to shit, so blue chips followed despite having awesome earnings. Makes no sense, but that's this market for us. But we added this at $77.29. Had it posted on my Twitter and ended up selling it at $78.60. That is this sort of first little spike up here in after hours. Basically, I saw this absolutely crazy price action going on, so I decided to secure the profit. And as you can tell, like 10 minutes later, we sunk like $6 per share. Just quick like that, which made no sense because of how good the earnings were. But we escaped that one. Now going into next week, like I said, we had the election on Tuesday. If there is uncertainty with the results of the election, I do think that we will sink even further. If Trump wins, I think we face rip higher until COVID ends up striking the media all over and we sink lower. If Biden wins, I think we sink lower. That's just how I think it's going to play out. Until we find a sure bottom. Just all these COVID cases on the rise everywhere. So go ahead, get out, vote, do your right, do your duty. Market depends on it. Peace out, guys.